Hello, my name is Faith Phillips, and I am the Director of Student Financial Services here at Ohio State University at Newark. In this presentation, we'll cover financial aid basics as it applies to the Ohio State University. First of all, we're going to talk about filing the FAFSA form. And if you have not filed your FAFSA yet for the 22-23 academic year, it is not too late. And even if you think that you are eligible for only student loans, we encourage all students to submit a FAFSA each year to maximize your aid eligibility. The 22-23 FAFSA requires families to report their 2020 federal taxable and untaxable income. And we do recognize that families may have experienced a decrease in income or a significant life event since 2020. If you have, then you may want to file an expected family contribution appeal, which would allow Ohio State to review a student's financial aid eligibility and reassess it based on either 2021 income and assets or 2022 income. To file an income appeal, all families are encouraged to reach out to the Student Financial Services office to discuss the appeal process and determine if they would benefit from submitting the appeal form. Students may file the FAFSA at studentaid.gov, and remember, file the 22-23 FAFSA form. When you are on studentaid.gov, there are 2 financial aid years available. The 22-23 FAFSA form is for students beginning either summer or fall of this year. Many institutional scholarships at the Ohio State University at Newark do require students to submit a FAFSA form. It does not necessarily require students to have significant financial need, but we are looking for students to have that FAFSA on file. The FAFSA process repeats itself every year, so students will reapply for financial aid beginning October 1st for the upcoming academic year. Students are sent an email reminder from Ohio State as well as federal student aid to submit the FAFSA form. My Buckeye Link is the students' portal or access to all things for financial aid, registration and records, as well as billing and fee payment at Ohio State. You may access Buckeye Link at buckeyelink.osu.edu. Select My Buckeye Link and click Student Login. You will log in using your assigned OSU username, which is your name.number and the password that you created. On Buckeye Link, you will be able to view any to-do items that you may have. You may have university to-do items, such as submitting a final high school transcript, or you may have financial aid to-do items listed. You will also, on Buckeye Link, view your financial aid summary, where you may accept or decline any financial aid that you have been offered. You will also be able to view your statement of accounts or your billing statement. Statements are not mailed or emailed to students or parents. Students may also pay tuition and fees on Buckeye Link, update your contact information should any of it change, sign information release forms, sign the financial responsibility statement, select and waive health insurance, and view your class schedule. Students should check Buckeye Link on a regular basis. Viewing your financial aid, you will log into Buckeye Link and under View Financial Aid under Finances, go to Aid Year 2023. On Buckeye Link, you will view any to-do items that are required for financial aid. For example, if a student has been selected for verification, any forms that have been requested will be listed here. You will see in this example, a student has been requested to submit a parent tax form as well as a parent marital status form. You may click these hyperlinks, which will take you to the forms that are required. You will also see the due date for this form, and once it's been reviewed and completed, the status will be updated to complete. If additional information is needed based on the form that was submitted, comments will be added here under the to-do list. Freshmen should note that a financial aid offer will be pending until all verification items are received and reviewed. Here is an example of a student financial aid offer. You will see in this case, a student has been offered federal and state and institutional grants. All grants are automatically accepted for the student. In this case, a student has also been offered 2 types of student loans. Student loans, if a student chooses to borrow them, are a loan that are in the student's name only, and the student is the only one responsible for paying them back. Student loans are not automatically accepted, and the student would need to take action here to accept or decline the student loans. The subsidized loan is the first loan that a student would want to accept when accepting loans. The subsidized loan has interest deferred until a student enters repayment. The unsubsidized loan has interest accrue while the student is in school. On both types of loans, the students may defer payment and interest until they graduate or cease to be enrolled at least half time. If a student does not accept this student loan, it does not become a loan and it is not charged to the student. This offer may stay out there all year long without the student taking any action on it. In addition, a parent may be offered what is called a Parent Plus loan, and that eligibility would be listed here. This would be a loan that is in the parent's name, and the parent is the only one responsible for paying that back. Interest does accrue while the student is in school. However, the parent may choose to defer principal while the student is in school. Please note that the same financial aid offer is not offered to each student. In this example, this student was not eligible for federal, state, or institutional grants, but was also offered a version of the subsidized and the unsubsidized student loan, as well as parent loan. If the parent chooses to borrow the Parent Plus loan, they would click this hyperlink and it would take them to studentaid.gov, where the parent will complete a prom note and accept the credit check that does occur on the Parent Plus loan. If the student ever needs to print this entire financial aid summary, they would click here and it will populate their financial aid summary for print purposes. Most scholarships on the Newark campus do not require an application. We automatically consider students based on their high school GPA, their FAFSA results if submitted, their major, and their county. If a student is offered a scholarship from Ohio State-Newark, it is emailed to the student's OSU email account, and the offer will look similar to this here. It will come from the Ohio State University at Newark with a reference to Award Spring. Award Spring is the system that we use to award scholarships from. All OSU-Newark scholarships require the student to submit a letter of thanks for the donor to finalize the scholarship offer. Within this email offer, the student will receive a link that will take them to Award Spring, where they will view the award offer and who the donor is, and it will direct them to upload the donor thank you letter to Award Spring. Currently, we do have one scholarship at Ohio State-Newark that does require an application, and the due date is May 1st. It is the Heath Newark Licking County Port Authority STEM Scholarship. And priority awarding is to employees of Central Ohio Aerospace Center campus, but then to individuals that are related to them, but then also to Licking County residents as a third preference. You may access the application here. Students should also understand that they have a right to privacy related to their student records. Similar to HIPAA laws, it is called FERPA, the Federal Right to Privacy Act, and it limits the information that Ohio State can discuss with someone other than the student without the student's permission. Students may choose to grant this permission for OSU staff to speak to anyone that they authorize on the student information release form. Under that student information release form, the student can determine if they want us to be able to release information related to academics, account information or billing, as well as financial aid information. When creating the release, the student needs to list the parent or guardian's name, and the parent will need to know the student's OSU ID number, as well as the access code that the student created when granting the access. To access the student information release form, go to My Buckeye Link, Personal Information section, and click the Student Information Release. Students are encouraged to check their OSU email account on a regular basis, including throughout the summer. Email is the primary means of communication at Ohio State. You will be watching for information that would come from Student Financial Services or the Financial Aid Office related to billing and financial aid changes, as well as admissions and advising and professors. Know these important dates. So remember, you need to file the FAFSA every year, available October 1st, and Ohio State has a priority date of February the 1st. We encourage all students to submit their FAFSA by February 1st to maximize their aid eligibility. Tuition and fees are due every semester, 7 days prior to the start of the term. Autumn semester begins August 23rd and spring semester January 9th, 2023. When a student registers for classes, they will be given the option to select or waive the student health insurance coverage. All students at Ohio State are required to carry a form of health insurance. If the student is covered under a parent or guardian, they will want to waive the student health insurance by providing information regarding the health insurance that they have. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Student Financial Services Department by email or phone, or by stopping in the Student Financial Services office in Hopewell Hall. Congratulations on being admitted to Ohio State Newark. We look forward to seeing you this fall.